I don't know how we made it through 20 episodes. But today
we made it through this episode.
I'm joined by the original guest for Pirate Radio, the original team, of course, Commander X, as per usual, and DJC is back in action. Welcome back, Rich.
Yeah, there's a really weak soldier in this pug I'm playing, so I have to kind of focus on that more than this.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, Rich is actually kind of still in a pug while we're doing this, so he might be a little bit distracted for the beginning part. So don't worry about that, but we might as well just get straight into
before we
TF2
get into it, happy birthday, Greg! It's Greg's birthday, everybody! And what better way to spend it than Pirate Radio with his two best friends and Skyride?
Yeah, thanks, Abby. I've just actually had to miss the end of the last piece that Abby did with the dessert because my mates made me an awesome cake. It was absolutely amazing. But yeah, I am now here for Pirate Radio. I didn't go out because I got an exam tomorrow. Great fun. Anyway, let's move on. Let's just get past my birthday because I don't like the age I am now anymore.
28.
Yeah, my 5, dick. So yeah, let's go into the Prem team news and gossip that's going on. There's actually so much since our last episode because we haven't been here for like 3 weeks. We were planning on doing one at LAN, but Cadis got ill.
Zavi.
So yeah, I blame Zavi actually. It's a good plan.
I was ready, Cadis was ill.
I got a job and I can only be here 2 nights a week now. That's why everyone in my team wants to leave and why Josephile is going to trial for crack clip.
Yeah, so that's the first bit of news, guys.
What a brilliant link.
Yeah, we'll go into Crackdown first then, as we're there. And Longas is definitely out from what I've heard. He's definitely leaving, so that's going to leave them a scout down. Zavi, do you know any more details about why Longas is leaving or anything, or not?
No.
I know why.
Go for it, Rich.
It's because Longas doesn't enjoy playing anymore, and they're going through a shitty stretch right now, which probably isn't helping them. I mean, they did just lose a golden cap to Punchline after being up 4-1 with like 13 minutes to go. Probably not the greatest sign for a team hoping to compete for the top 3.
Yeah, and they've actually had some other poor results this week as well. So, yeah, completely agree. If you're not enjoying it anymore, and you know you're just meant to be the best, and then the team's not being the best, you lose motivation. So, I would throw around the scouts that are possibly going to be replacing him, but I've also heard today a little rumour that Bash might be leaving their team as well, so...
Oh, they would be so fucked. So utterly fucked. Imagine, if you will, a top 3 Prem team with a scout pair of Josephile and coins. So yeah, I've heard a rumour about Josephile trialling.
So is trialling, that's no longer a rumour, that's a fact.
Okay. Do you know why Bash is leaving as well, Zavi, or do you not know anything about that?
I think, like, Cadis has told me, and he wasn't sure if Bash was just trolling around, you know, in his typical hard-to-read German style. But from what I understand, it depends on who the scout replacement would be. For example, if it's someone fucking epic, he'll be like, sure, I'll play. If it is someone not so epic...
So if Josephile joins,
or Josephile,
yes, to put it simply.
At least, unlike Deserto, Crack Clan were nice enough to give a Div 1 scout a chance to make it Prem, you know?
Joke about you, Greg.
I know, it was funny, wasn't it? I enjoyed it. Rich was joking at me for once. Yes, school.
Well, the name...
I just got a 4K! Yes!
Right, so let's move on to some of the other people that could be replacing. If both scouts go, Stannis and Harry Hook might go and replace them. I didn't see. Someone told me that Harry joined the server for their injury in the middle of the Crack Clan versus Punchline game during a pause. So maybe he was going to, like, murk, so maybe that means that he might be playing. I don't know.
Or that could just mean Harry is a friend of the team who is a top scout who, if they needed a last-minute merc, would be the choice. I think that's reading... something into
reading
nothing.
Too much into it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd put
but
him
I think if both
list.
scouts were to leave, reuniting with their favourite scouts in the game wouldn't be surprising. I can't see Harry Hook joining by himself and ditching the Stannis.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough. Coins messaged me earlier in the week about him trying to come back, so maybe flip Coins' name into there as well. So I don't know much more. Scout-wise,
that's what you really want to do on Scout. Bring back the guy who wasn't good enough to scout for a bottom Prem team. It'll really work well.
And of course, you've always got Bibbin flying around at the moment. Possibly.
Speaking of people who are bad now, holy shit, has anyone actually seen Bibbin play in the past, like, I don't know, year and a half? It's really not good.
Once a superstar, always a superstar. Right, Xerox?
At least Xerox is still pretty. It's really all that matters.
Why don't we use that as a link then? Let's go into TCM. Quad's in for Xerox. Xerox is gone. He's not playing enough. I think it's a backup, but I'm not 100% on that. So Quad is in instead. They've haven't been having good results, I think, since he joined, but they've now gone for a 2-week break. So 2 weeks down the line, we'll find out if it's actually good or not. Quad is, when he was in Infused, he was sleeping in and not turning up for games. You'd have to ring him, and I've talked to Byte and Cadus, and apparently they have to do that all the time to get him to get to games. So I wouldn't put it past getting a little bit frustrated with him quite quickly. So, but obviously he's a good scout. What do you guys think?
If the team's not going to get frustrated by Byte's aggressive, raging, awful calls, I somehow doubt they're going to be that upset about Quad showing up late and stoned to matches.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, I used to, when I play pickups, it's always Zebasai at it, right? And a few months ago, Zebasai was, the nicest, friendliest person in pickups, and now he's turned into a mini Byte, like he's Nazi-esque. The TCM effect is strong.
Some way infectious, yeah.
A little bit.
Maybe Skinny was once a happy guy.
I mean, just look what happened to Skeege. Skeege idolized Byte, you can see what happened there.
He got Prem.
Just a misery and rage in a team.
Is that what you were getting at? Oh.
Yeah, Prem, that was my
point. Greg, link us.
Link us. This one's not really good, I'm afraid. We're just going to move on to the next Prem team, which is actually, former superstars and Epsilon. There's a little bit of roster changes coming up soon. Slick messaged me a couple of weeks ago about the Nox stuff. We've talked about it before. He will be moving out very slowly, apparently. As long as it takes, Nox will be there. But by the sounds of it, I don't think Nox wants to play at all. So Slick's just doing his little sweet talk stuff. I've seen Hazza playing for them, and I talked to Slick, and he said Hazza is going to be playing for them I-46, from what I've heard, along with Shintaz, in place of Walters. So whether that means Hazza is a definite yet or not, I doubt it, really. Knowing Epsilon, knowing Slick himself, he's going to take some time before they actually decide. Hazza hasn't really played much, I don't think, since the Relic fold. I don't know if anybody's seen him around. I haven't, that's for sure. So whether he's a little bit rusty or not, getting back into the game, we'll have to wait and see.
Hazard's gone away before, then came back and was sick pocket for Dignitas. Then he went away again and came back and was sick on Rome for power. So I won't be surprised if he can go away and come back and still be sick once again.
He's replacing Nox. It's not like there's some high standard of DM he has to hold himself to here. Someone the other day, I was in Mumble, and someone's like, wow, Nox just had 40 frags in their Gullywash match, and everyone was like, how the fuck did he do that? And I was just like, oh, Gullywash, he was heavy. It's not like we're gonna get 40 fucking frags on Soldier.
So, yeah, probably a really good move for the team. Obviously, Nox is their cooler, so losing him is going to be a little bit detrimental. I've heard other names thrown around. Luzu is definitely one Slick confirmed, and he's +1 to me. Zavi thinks it's Mitzi, because we've already talked about Mitzi, but I think it's going to be someone that's in a team, or else he would have told me who it was. So, yeah, whether
Slick
it's Hawks or something like that, so whether trying to pinch someone, we'll have to wait and see.
Slick is known for his poaching ability.
Yeah, indeed.
I don't know he's ever really been successful, but he always tries to pick up people who are in other teams.
Yeah, especially with this, the new one. Well, I said the new one, the team that they have at the moment, that was kind of put together of Slick trying to fashion the best team possible out of people available, and in other spots, people that were still in teams trying to poach them. I don't think he ever grabbed anybody at all. And then of course, Zavi, do you want to go into the other rumor that you've heard? I haven't actually heard about Epsilon.
I've heard Walters might not be getting. Well, yeah, actually getting cut because he won't land, basically. You already said, Shintaz is going to play for him at I-Series. And what I hear, people like Bib and Tavic's names being mentioned as well, about a possible scout replacement of someone who will be landable. Because obviously, that's Slick's main goal, is winning lands. So obviously, if one of these key players refuses to land, then he's not.
Yeah, it's really detrimental to the team. Like, it's always. I think Slick's always been hopeful that Walters would end up actually wanting to go to LAN, and it's just not happening at all. So, yeah, you've thrown a few names out and about there. You know, Bibbin and Tavik, I think you said are two people that you've heard about being contacted. I assume Shintaz possibly would as well, but I didn't actually ask him about that. I don't know. Yeah, he's kind of trying to play Shoot Mania, so I doubt he probably would actually. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see if anything actually comes of that at all, or whether they just keep going with Walters and, you know, Stefan as a scout combo. Obviously, the most important thing for the moment is getting a new soldier in, and I would say Hazard is the best option for them, really. I don't know what you guys think.
I've got a PM from Keep It Anonymous, but apparently Epsilon have already asked Quad and Hawks join, or
yeah, they asked them a while ago.
Yeah.
That was before the season when they
before TCM were.
Yeah, when all the TCM stuff. So I didn't know about Quad though. So I do know about Hawks though, because I've been told by Byte, I think, told me that one. So
well, maybe Quad could get a share of the prize money this time if you help them win again.
For those of you that don't know that story, yeah, Slick took 50% of his prize money from I-43, and Slick didn't even pay for him to go or anything. I think they paid for his ticket, and that was it. And he's not contract or anything. Yep, that's Slick.
And he had a several €100 plane ticket to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And all they gave him was like 50 quid or whatever for his I-Series ticket. It's just great. At least it's better LAN winnings than what the Americans get. The entire Quantic team last season made negative $9 per person.
But when they came second?
Yeah.
Quite a small loss at least, kind of.
Do you know if they had to give any money to their sponsors? Because their sponsors didn't give them anything, did they? So
here's what their sponsors gave them. They said, if you show up to LAN, we'll give you mice and keyboards, and also Quantic jersey. But we won't give you any money to come to LAN. Because
they wouldn't already have their own mice and keyboards that they've got to the finals with. That's what they needed. Finally, a mouse! Now I can actually win. I can hit something, now I have a mouse.
Pretty much, Sazzer paid for everything for Quantic, yeah. And Quantic are like a legit Dota sponsor somehow, but no money for TF2. I mean, I can understand
They've lost their Dota squad, man. I think
they
might have a new one. I don't know, though. They have a legit StarCraft player. Yeah, that's about it. I don't know more about them.
StarCraft player.
A StarCraft player, yeah.
You only need a StarCraft player if he's good enough, to be fair.
Yeah. He came top 8 in last year's set, I think, so yeah, not bad. Let's move on to the next team in Brem that we're going to talk about, which is going to be Too Strong. They've had a few roster lineup changes in the past couple of weeks. Trax is gone, whether that's his into inactivity or being kicked, or
he's stopped to focus on his exams. He's an English major and he's got a lot of exams coming up, so he's taking 2 to 3 weeks off.
Major. Sorry. If you're an English major,
he's a foreign English major.
I don't care. It's English. If you have to take a break,
I make it look difficult enough.
If you have to take a break to study for your English exams, you're doing something dramatically wrong.
Some people like to focus.
Some people like to pass university, Rich.
I didn't go to classes and I got 100% in courses. It's the easiest major you can have. I understand he's Lithuanian or Latvian or whatever the goddamn fuck he is, but still, he's Polish. Jesus. Well, maybe that makes it excusable.
Yeah, they brought in Wolf from the Folded Nitros team, so pretty decent-ish soldier. And for those of you that so many people have asked me this. It's not the old Wolf that used to be in the top, used to be in Four Kings or whatever it was. It's a different Wolf that's Swedish or something. Do you know where it's from?
Savvy?
Sweden. Oh, I got it right. Yes. So
I'm pretty sure
pretty decent, but I don't know how you guys are, Rich.
I'm pretty sure people realized it wasn't the old Wolf by the fact that this Wolf can actually kind of aim.
Yeah, well, the amount of people that fucking ask me that when I've said that is just, it's at least 20 people have asked me that. Yeah, some people are dumb. So yeah, they've brought Wolf in. I think that's a good move, really, and they look really, really strong with him there. And having Taimu direct him, kind of what he'll need. I'm getting spammed loads. Look at IRC.
Oh god, it's ETF official, which means shit all, everyone. Which means we're almost definitely being trolled, I reckon.
Quite possibly. I think we should pass that off. For those of you that are on the stream and don't understand what's going on in IRC, or you're not reading the bottom of the screen because it's right there, apparently Bash has left Crackdown. So
Nice.
yeah, that's what's happening, and that's why I'm being pinged on IRC loads. Let's keep going with Too Strong. The other news is Ty has joined as backup. I think GDK is there all the time, so he's come in as backup, and he's been playing Scout and stuff whenever they need him on Scout or Soldier. I think he's just all-round backup for them. I guess it's a decent move. You know, Ty's a quality demo man of sorts that will fit in well with
sword. You know,
it'll fit in well with Ty move.
That compliment is the thing that people used to say about Destructo. It's like, oh yeah, Destructo has good DM, and he's, you know,
he certainly has good moments.
He has good pipes. Like, you can tell when someone thinks someone's an awful demo because they're like, oh yeah, man, his pipe aim is amazing. His pipe aim is just, it's so good. He'll pipe you from anywhere. He'll air pipe you. He'll double pipe. It's just such good pipe. Oh yeah, what about the rest of his demo game? Man, those pipes are so good though.
This one-ish, oh my god, yeah.
Like, the thing is, Ty would be actually really good, except he stopped giving a fuck at some point, like pretty much everyone has about this game. And it's been probably, what, a year and a half since then?
Yeah, when he was in the Bayern Bashers team and got kicked, I think from there he stopped giving a fuck. So, it's been a long time, and like, fair enough for him, he's got back to Too Strong. And like, whenever he's met for like Epsilon and stuff, he's been really good for them. So, have to wait and see if he actually does move in, but you know, and replace GDK. But I doubt it. I think GDK will be there like full time for them. Right, what else is going on? Oh, Punchline. Last bit of gossip from Prem. K3 has gone in as medic instead of Payard now. Payard's moved to backup again. I don't really know the story behind that. Zavi, do you know anything?
Not really. All I know is that Payard's now just, like, now I think Flynn's not always available, so he's also sometimes playing Demo Man for them. Payard's just covering all their bases for whatever player doesn't happen to be there, whether it's medic, soldier, scout, demo, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, well, I don't even know who K3 is. I don't know who that is at all.
He's French.
Helpful.
Really, shockers, Avi. The all-French team that comms in French picked up someone from France.
Which makes sense in my books. I don't know about you guys, but I have to agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, the last time that a team who spoke a different language tried to pick up a medic who didn't speak their language was that Russian team they tried to join. And that clearly worked amazingly well. I mean, you're still tagged up as that team, aren't you? Like, you still wear that tag proudly.
There were some differences, and we decided to go our separate ways, and we're now two Div 1 teams. We're now two Div 1 teams.
Hold on, I just looked up K3.
Quantity.
I just looked up K3. He's Portuguese, fellas.
No, it's two K3s. There's one Portuguese fanboy hangs around all the good Portuguese players, and then there's French K3.
Name one good Portuguese player.
Kyler.
I said good.
Oh, like Kyler's great. Good.
Kyler's in pickup 2.
Kyler's amazing.
That's the best you can say about Kyler. He's in pickup 2. Then again, and so
amazing.
is
I want to stir some shit here, actually. I know Nox has wanted to be going to medic for a long time. Do you reckon Nox to leave Epsilon and join his French buddies?
Doesn't Nox not like French people?
I don't know.
I thought
if I had to live with being Nox, I would hate French people too. The one time I've ever really interacted with Nox, I added to a pickup 2, and me, Nox, and Mitzi were on the same team, and they were in Mumble talking to each other in French. I don't think they realized I actually understood French, and I joined, and in French, Nox is like, or Mitzi was like, who's this John Carter? And Nox is like, oh, he's American, George Bush. Oh.
Banter.
French banter.
Lads. Yeah, I always thought he had with like the Belgian community, like Luzo and Mitzi, much more than French comrades.
Okay, so maybe not. Maybe I was reading too much into something yet again.
You're presuming all French people are friends, is what you were doing, Greg.
Yeah, well, come on, the Portuguese.
None of the Portuguese people are friends. Look how much their team falls apart. They're not friends at all.
Because they live together. Roy's put up a recruitment post. Really?
Roy's put up a recruitment post.
Yeah, he's looking for Div 2/3 scout. Well, I know what I'm doing. I'm making a fucking team with Roy.
I know a person who needs a scout, right, Droso?
See, it really isn't going to pay off for you to be bitter about losing Drosophile.
So,
Where did the word losing come from? I don't know.
so that means that one of the relegation spots from Prem is gone. Yes, Poop, we did it.
That means
we did it.
Punchline are having their win taken away from them.
Oh shit! That's 3 points.
Get fucked.
Tonight,
French
guys.
lose again.
Shame it counts for.
That's So, will they even compete in the rest of the competitions they're in?
Like, aren't they
Weird
still
one.
in the lower bracket final of
Yeah, the
Angels
Velociraptor. No, the Velociraptor
Velociraptor?
versus Epsilon. They probably won't even play it. I wouldn't put it past them to do that, to be honest. So we might as well go back to Crackland. We talked about it right at the top of the show, and they now have officially folded, by the looks of it. Whether it's folded with the intention of playing next season, or folded for good, we'll have to probably wait and see. I don't think we actually covered it before, but I have written down here rumours of they were thinking of folding until next season. Whether that's what they'll do, I don't know. Zavi, is there any chance you can PM Red Shock or something and see what's going on?
Red Shock probably won't respond to me. He never responds when, like, actual shit is going down.
Red Shock is my greatest friend in the world. Let me just talk to him.
Okay, so while those guys are trying to PM people, why don't I keep going? Should we even bother covering I-45? A LAN happened, Infused 1, I played Demo Man.
The Pledge didn't shower for 4 days and wore the same shirt 4 days in a row. Nobody has acknowledged this except for me. It's like everyone else was blind and didn't realize.
Well, I almost made a really inappropriate fat joke in the admin show, like, why has Pledge not got a shirt when you all have? And then I found out the actual reason was none of the shirts fit him. And I like to think that they were like, Pledge, what size shirt do you want? He was like, medium. You sure, Pledge? I mean, we can get every size you want. Yeah, medium will be fine. Okay, we'll order some mediums then with Pledge on the back.
To quote Roy's, I asked him, "Are you guys going to reform for next season?" And this just makes me sad because Roy's is the happiest person. Nah. ...
Yeah, Mattman said Pesca doesn't want to play anymore, and Longus and Bash left, so half your team goes.
Yeah. That's a shame then. So one of the previous last season top 3 teams, still I'd say top 3 other than this past week, has now folded. So losing a team that. But let's not get hung up on that. There's so much shit to talk about. Jesus, I can't even be asked to talk about some of this stuff. And let's keep going to I-46 stuff. Zavi, do you want to talk about this? Yeah, you do.
I-46.
Yeah.
This is definitely your topic, but thanks for dropping me in.
That's right.
Yeah, apparently a minimum 5k prize has been announced, and it should be epic. American teams, Australian teams, everyone's going to go. It's going to be fucking sick. 64 teams maximum, and I reckon we can hit it, like, comfortably.
No. 64 teams is... Yeah, I should probably have talked about this. If we get over 64 teams, the prize money will go up. Well, that's what happened at the I-43 event. Like, up to 64 teams, it was 5k. And if you got more than 64 teams, it went to like 6.4k, all the way up to a possibility of being 13.5 or something if you got 128 teams, which we won't. As for teams going, yeah, someone just asked Infused Epsilon. Who else will be going? TCM. And yeah, by the way, that TCM thing is pretty much guaranteed from what I heard at LAN. Deserto will be going. I just
seen something that Fish said in chat. Because Crackland was, like, coming to I-46, they were all very insistent they were. Obviously, folding will somewhat throw that up in the air completely, I guess.
Yeah, well, I doubt they'll come. It was always a bit of a dodgy one whether they would come or not. The same sort of thing as the foreign teams coming. There's like always been these rumours about American teams and Australian teams coming, and like it was like going to be a fundraising event from like last year, like after I-43 they were talking about it from what I heard, and then I didn't hear anything about it, and there's been no fundraising at all, has there? So I don't know whether these teams will actually come across or not. I mean, how long until August?
American shit?
Yeah, the American shit.
Apparently XTV have been like in constant discussion with Multiplay and whoever else is behind iSeries about ways they can get them there. And like if a fundraiser happened, the thing is the fundraiser was never going to work. By XTV's own estimates, they would have needed to raise $20,000 to get 2 teams and the XTV casting crew there. And like, do you really think there's $20,000 in spare change sitting around in this community? I mean, maybe Angel could just donate that himself. But
I was about to say,
outside of him,
take your back pocket.
It's not like all these 15-year-olds who play TF2 are going to give up their milk money for some shitty American team to come to a LAN that's not going to affect the future of the game in any way.
Yeah, that's fair enough, really. So whether they do come or not, as Rich said, it's going to be discussions and whether money will get put into from other sources. So I wouldn't get your hopes, put your hopes up too much. But we'll still have a good event anyway. Like, at least Infused Epsilon, TCM, in TCM form. Deserter will be there. Punchline might come. I haven't really spoken to any of them. I don't really know any of them well enough, and being just across, just in France, they might come along. And I mean, like, some of these French teams that, always attend those French lands might come to our series. Who
I
else
understand there's going to be
Quarantine are meant to be coming. I've heard that as well. So
I understand there's going to be some sort of Russian mix attending as well.
Oh boy, Rubicon will be there. That team will surely be good.
Hey, Forsaken's going to be there. Forsaken is a boss.
It's like when I make fun of other people, like there's like excitement in my voice and I'm laughing at it. But if it's Rubicon, it's like
I don't know where you're going.
Hey, I want to point this out. Rubicon has been murking for Infuse this past week instead of Mike.
Oh, that's why Infuse lost to Deserto. Okay.
we did better against them when they had Mike than Rubicon.
I don't believe that.
That's true. Anyway, let's not talk about games and PCWs that are going on. We've talked about I-46. I've heard rumours through Camfo that Excello are going to be doing another cup. I think they're going to do the same format as before, so they're going to do an open cup into an invite cup, and they'll probably invite 7 teams. The winner of the open cup will get it, or invite 6 teams. Winner of open cup, or the top 2 of the open cup will get it. Let's talk about the Angel Cup now. Zabby, do you have any of the results up there or not? If you don't, I'll just talk about some of the results I know of.
Angels Cup. How far back do we want to go in results? Like,
I don't remember where we last talked about.
Same. Do you want to just cover Infuse versus Crackland? Because that's basically all I remember seeing.
So last week, Infuse played Crack Clan on Tuesday, I think it was, something like that, and Infuse absolutely rolled them. I think it was
6-3, 5-0.
Yeah, that was
it.
Yeah, 6-3, 5-0. I was thinking the TF2 game. So yeah, Infuse go through to the grand final versus Epsilon. I don't actually know how the maps are being decided or when that game is at all. I assume the game will be organised for. Hang on, I might be able to have it. Yeah, not this week. Week after, by the looks of it, at least. Definitely not this week at the moment. So that'll be pushed back. The other Angels Cup going on. I mean, the other ESH Cup even is Velociraptor Cup. A few of the results happened last week, I think. So I remember we played Epsilon, lost like 5-3 to them or something like that. We had Clockwork Merking. Quarantine Quarantine lost to TCM, didn't they? And then it was Epsilon versus TCM, and then Epsilon versus Crack Clan is a lower bracket game, which is played next week in theory. But if they've folded, I doubt they'll play that out. So grand final should be Epsilon versus Infused. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So the same final for both of them. Do you want to call it? Do you want to do some predictions, guys, for those games?
Infused, Fishy to carry.
In both?
Yes. Epsilon suck at the moment and Fishy's on form.
Alright, Rich?
I didn't listen to the thing you said because
there are
I
two
didn't care.
Infused versus Epsilon games. Give me a prediction.
You're gonna lose. You're not on Infused anymore. Shit.
You're still gonna lose.
Still gonna lose, Greg. You're gonna fucking murk for Infused when Joey C gets too high to play, and you're gonna lose twice.
I think it will go 1-1. Actually, I think Infused will win one of them and Epsilon win the other. I think Infused will win Angels and Epsilon will win Velociraptor. I'll go that way. There we go. So it's pretty much it for the ESH Cups even. next shit's going on. It was Highlander stuff. So it doesn't really matter. SNSD1. There's a Nations Cup. There you go. That's the Highlander news, guys. Congratulations. Let's move on to ESEA this week. Rich, you'll probably know a lot more about it than I do. I only got my information through like Clockwork the other day. Do you want to go into what's been going on, Rich? We haven't done any ESEA news at all this season.
I haven't followed TF2 in about 2 weeks, Greg.
Oh, okay,
I've
awesome.
watched some demos.
Hey, Zabby, go for it.
Right, from what I see, Flow completely destroyed most people, and then they replaced Wonderwall with Seagull, and continue to destroy most people. Quantic seem to be sucking, and they might be getting a bit better now they've stabilised their lineup, and they won't have like Bloodsire Medic one day, CB the next, then like CB and Bloodsire, and they would have like their standard lineup with Shade in, Clockwork back on Scout. But as far as I can see, Tyrone's just doing shitter with the Ubers every time he gets it. Mix Up also look kind of bad. They've replaced what's his face? They've replaced KBK and Lansky are in.
Yes, KBK and Lansky have replaced the Angry Shrew and Relic on Medic and Rumor, respectively. And I don't know if you said Wonderwall's replaced, but I talked to Brad today. Wonderwall's just gone for a week or something.
Oh, alright, okay. I wasn't sure. I just saw Seagull playing in the last couple of games. I guess, well, they both, Seagull and Wonderwall both are sick, so either should be great. With Lansky and KBK coming in, KBK's alright, like probably better than Shrew, but as far as I can understand, Lansky seems a bit... He hits like 1 or 2 6 shots a match, but he's not actually that good overall.
I don't think anyone listening cares about this. And I highly suggest we move on to something that they would care about.
Let's talk about Bro as well before we do go. Like the other team with YZ50 looking like they'll grab that 4th spot from what I gather, and those 4 teams will pretty much be guaranteed to go to LAN. And Flow 1, Mix Up 2, Quantic 3, Bro 4, I'd say, something like that. I don't know, maybe Mix Up 4 and Bro 2. Something along those lines, but let's just keep going. We'll see what happens as the season progresses. We might talk about it before the next LAN event. Let's talk about the Week 1 games. Zabby, do you want to go into these? The Week 1 of ETF2L Season 12.
Okay. Well, I don't... Apparently, Too Strong and Quarantine drew. Golden Cap... Why does it say 1-1 when... Alright, okay. Wait, I can actually use... I'm going to use the power of reading now. Quarantine 1 Badlands 6-2, and then Too Strong 1 Gully Wash, which I think is a bit surprising, really. I don't know, like, I thought Too Strong would dominate that.
I've heard from Josh that he's a bit disappointed they didn't win both games. Like, to me it felt like he thinks they should have won Gully Wash as well. So, maybe Quarantine looking pretty good at the moment. Have to really wait and see for another game, because, like, Too Strong, that was played a while ago, that game. That was actually played in Week 1. And ever since after that, like, Too Strong have actually shown up and, you know, beaten teams that people weren't expecting. And, you know, recently they've, with the Wolf coming in, they've actually got some really good PCW results as well. So I'll have to wait and see what really happens there. Keep going, Zavi.
Yeah, Infuse beat Crack Clan, even more emphatic than their ESH Cup win with a 6-1-5-0. It's pretty much writing on the wall. Crack Clan have now folded, no surprise. Then TCM drew with Deserto, which I think was a bit of a shock. I thought even though TCM was still kind of getting going, they'd still overcome Deserto. No offense, Poop.
Yeah, we pretty much got rocked on Badlands. We were doing alright at the beginning, then lost it, and then Gully was second map and just turned up and wrecked them. Apparently they're making up excuses, so Cadis isn't here,
what was it? Zebasai couldn't come because someone was asleep in his room.
Yeah. Standard bite, loses the game, makes up excuses. There we go.
Longus.
Longus. Go on, Rich, do your bite impression.
No, I'm good.
Keep going, Zabby.
Also, Epsilon beat Punchline 5-0, 5-1 in the least shocking of this season's games. And apparently Punchline got a map of Crackland today, which now counts for nothing.
Yeah,
how awesome do you think Punchline felt about themselves after getting that point? And it's like, yeah, guys, we might have a chance in Prem this season. And like, little time passes.
We can compete.
Little time passes, and then Crackland die, and it's like, our point. What's that score? Is it 3-3 or 4-2 or what?
Which
So
the one today?
Yeah, Crackland.
It would have been 3-3. They both
okay.
won a golden cap game. Like, from Punchline's point of view, Crackland have been getting rocked by everybody at the moment. Like, because they're looking at, it looks like they're going to be folding. Something's not right. And then Punchline couldn't beat them very convincingly and only got a golden cap. Is that something good to take away from it or bad to take away from it?
I mean, Punchline have already had the win taken away from them, so let's take everything else away from them, including their performance. Let's take that, France.
So that's the only game from week 2 that's been played. Zabby, do you want to go into the other 3 games and we'll do some predictions?
Quarantine are going to play Infused. On Wednesday. I'm going to go Infused, unsurprisingly.
Do you want to do a score as well, or bother?
I don't know what the maps are, you didn't write them down.
Yeah, I did. ETF2 week 2, Gully, Gran.
They're at the top, I see. I used the power of reading once again. Still, yeah, I'm going to go... Not 5-0, something like 5-2, 6-2. Still comfortable, but Quarantine will get something.
Okay, keep going, Zabby. Do the other 2 games.
Okay, you want to do all of them. Okay, Epsilon v Deserto. Epsilon will take it. Again, similar scorelines, like Deserto will get a round or 2, but it'll be pretty comfortable. 2 Strong versus TCM. I'm going to give it to 2 Strong, because TCM haven't been great, and now they're having 2 weeks off, so they're going to be even more out of practice. Whereas 2 Strong are smashing their PCWs. According to the screenshots they paste everywhere. I don't know what happens in the other 3 games a night, but in the ones they paste, they do sick.
They just destroy on those games. Rich, do you want to do some predictions for those 3 games? Or talk about them in any way? Quarantine Infused, what do you reckon? No? Awesome.
That was my response.
Sounds good. Quarantine Infused. I think one of the maps might go to Golden Cap. I think Granary will go to Golden Cap and Infused to win Gully. Epsilon vs Deserto, I think we will win Gully. I'm going to be confident. We're playing pretty well on Gully at the moment. But I don't know if we'll win Gran. I doubt it, honestly. And Epsilon will be playing with Nox again, I guess, in the officials, so I have to wait and see. I don't think we played them with Nox for a while, so... and then 2 Strong versus No Name Found or TCM. I think 2 Strong will win it in both maps. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anything else to discuss? Did we miss anything, Zavi?
I don't know if Daleth is in here listening, but I really wish I could figure out why he keeps linking people the picture of the 2 girls pissing on the octopus. Because I've had at least like 7 different people tell me he did it.
Yeah, he keeps pasting. He's pasted me a couple of times. He keeps pasting it in the chat. I think it's better if we don't try and understand what goes off in Daleth said.
Just a reminder to everyone, don't judge him too harshly. He is homeschooled.
Where all the best soldiers come from.
Well, why don't we go back and talk about the Highlander Nations Cup stuff? So, yeah, it's basically just going to be a Highlander Nations Cup. If you want to sign up as captain, just email the ETF2L admins. And while we're at it, there was a bit of controversy with the Team England captaincy. With Hildreth got it, and no one even knew about it.
Yeah, from what I understand, there was a point of, if you want to be captain of a Highlander national team, please, nominate yourself, And no one knew about this, really, except for Hildreth. So Hildreth won.
Well,
by
isn't
default.
Hildreth an ETF12 admin? So of course you would know. It's like, hey, we're gonna admins. What do you think about this? We're gonna have a Highlander Nations Cup where every captain sends an email to be named captain, and Hildreth had already written 3 paragraphs explaining why he was this best. So.
Yeah, so there was a bit of controversy where he invited Shintaz, and then Shintaz got removed the next day due to upsetting Hildreth, I think.
He invited everyone to the team, didn't he?
He made some. Hildreth made some shitty posts like, "I only want people who are dedicated to this team." Meanwhile, he's got a bunch of 6v6 players who are never going to PCW. It's like, what dedication is Byte going to offer to this team when he has a team that he plays with 4 days a week, 2 hours a day?
Whenever he can, yeah.
And for some reason, I'm in the Team England Highlander Steam group, so I mean, I guess...
I think that's mainly Shintaz's fault. Shintaz got invited to the Steam group, and then everyone got an invite.
I mean,
so
as I said to
Hildreth,
Hildreth,
part of the team.
as I said to Hildreth, I'm behind him 100%. We can fucking do this. I will play Pyro for teaming with Highlander.
I'm
ready
also
to go.
ready. I'm ready to start any class. I do it. Give me the call.
I
Give
was
me
on a
the call.
Highlander team with Commander X. You do not want him to play.
We won fucking UGC Summer European League, so if you're looking for experience in winning, you know where to come, Hildreth.
So, yeah, brilliant. So, I don't know what's actually happening with that captaincy. I heard something about Hurry taking over, but I don't know. But, yeah. And the other Highlander news, well, the SNSD won the league pretty simply, I think. I think the last game of the season, they needed one round or something, so that's how far ahead they were. And the other Highlander news was the Highlander show match, which happened. Commander X actually casted that while he was as high as a fucking kite.
And got yelled at by Comedian for it because he made a baby rape joke or something. You messaged me like, yeah, Comedian just gave out to me.
I don't think that it was even when I was high. I think that might have just been another time. It said I hoped a kid got raped. It was in bad taste, and I take it back.
I think you made a paedophile joke this time when you were high.
I
think
that was the same time because I hope these kids get raped by a paedophile, and I'm pretty sure that was when I was sober. So
okay. So yeah, go check out the Highlander show match, bods guys. I think there's going to be some insights going on at some point because we recorded all the comms, so we should be.
There was certainly no insight coming from the cast. Jesus.
It would just be a bit of fun. Zavi's just sat there basically saying whenever I die and when I dead ringer as well. So he's like, oh, Greg's down again. I'm like, yep, just dead ringer.
Right,
down again.
You take as much as I did, and then we'll see how you cast. Let's do that. Let's play that game if we're going to do this.
I got asked to cast by Admirable today, and the only reason we didn't end up doing it is because there was no streamer available because Vanilla has 2 streamers.
They said they had a streamer at like 5, so I don't know where the streamer went.
He apparently
disappeared.
That you were
casting and disappeared.
I got a message I don't know. I got a message at 7 like, yeah, the caster fucked off or the streamer fucked off, so probably not happening. And then...
if you are listening and you are a caster, Vanilla TV genuinely needs your help and your support. They won't make a post themselves for God knows what reason, but they really desperately need streaming support.
Okay, look, guys, let's just get honest here for a minute. Vanilla TV has 3 people who cast. The first one is Comedian. We've all seen Comedians casting.
We were
there's
aware.
There's not a high standard to be held to. Second caster is Shrike 420 or 410 or whatever. He's alright, he's fine, whatever. It's whatever, man. He's been held up to Comedian's level. And then the other streamer is Warden.
Warden's a hero.
I mean...
Yeah.
I mean, but it does say a lot about Vanilla TF2 in that their best streamer is a drunk Russian.
Yeah, I mean, literally one time while Comedian was streaming for MGE, he went into diabetic shock and passed out at the computer.
I remember that.
And the stream
get any less funny.
The stream ran for like 14 hours, just staring at a wall of Viaduct because the game had ended. If you can't best that... If you can stay awake for a 30 to like 65 minute game, if you can handle 2 maps plus 2 golden caps without collapsing into a puddle of your own vomit / drool, then please go to Vanilla TV. Because I mean, last season it was like 1 in every 3 Prem games got casted and no Division 1 games got casted. Like, just get streamers. They just need streamers. That's just what it is. They need people.
Put it this way: there's been 5 E2 F2L games for this season so far in Prem, and none of them have been casted yet. That's ridiculous. So yeah, they definitely need help, guys. So go help them out. PM leftism. Leftism are the best person to PM. Yeah, I wouldn't PM Bite. Bite doesn't respond ever.
Don't PM Bite.
As Zavi knows, when Zavi was like accepted into Vanilla TV, but apparently Bite didn't want to talk to him.
A comedian invited me to the channel, and then Bite was like, "I've not approved this," and I got kicked. To then be re-invited 2 days later when Bite said, "Yes, Commander X, you're allowed in."
And that was the biggest mistake of Bite's TF2 life. So.
Hey, I may have misunderstood the term high standards. Anyone? Like, chuckle? Anyone?
What do you
I had a
think?
chuckle, but I didn't
High-
press my button down.
high standards?
If we'd been on Skype,
Yeah.
I would have given you a chuckle, but
Thank you. Oh. Thank you,
you-
Crouton. Thank you, Crouton.
What do you think
This is why
Bite's
we're
reaction would have
teammates.
been if Bite is sitting there watching the cast and Commander X goes, "Wow, Red Shark just got double air shot. He was raped like a baby by a pedophile." Like, you think Bite's reaction would have been happy and pleasant?
Is it ever?
to be honest, if Zavi had been casting with Bite, Zavi wouldn't have got a word in, would he? Bite would have been talking about it the whole time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have here a moment. I don't even know what he said. It was like the dumbest shit.
A
Pivotal moment
Was it-
here.
Pivotal moment.
Ladies
yeah.
and gentlemen. No.
Wrong move.
Fungus. Why do all our DJC podcasts end with just mocking Bite?
Rich is just like purposefully leading it that way every time, aren't you? Well, yeah, guys, that is actually it. I don't think we've got any more news unless you want to put anything in Pirate Radio now and get a shout out, pretty much. Zavi, do you have any Div 1 news? Because I have absolutely no idea what's going on Div 1, and you're in it, so I thought I'd leave it up to you.
Well, I've
Also, I want to
recruited
congratulate you on
Septique as backup.
effectively being in Div 1. Like, you haven't played an official yet, but once you do...
I had a season in Div 1 before. I played an entire season.
Really?
I uploaded most watched Vanilla Insight in Div 1. Fucking
Did
no
you
one
get
wants to
pushed
wa-
back up?
No,
No,
I
he never got
quit.
pushed back up. Here's what happened. The last game of the season was the old Deserto against Rejects when Commander X was medicing for Reject. And I was merking medic for Deserto at the time because Vladdy wasn't there. And as the map went progressively on, Commander X was messaging me, telling me how much drunker he was getting by the minute, and how much he hated playing with his team. And if people don't remember, and if nobody in his team knew how much Commander X hated them, it was Forza
remember
Eagle demo, Rubicon on Soldier with Barabur, I think.
That's correct.
And I don't remember the Scouts. I think
Noon
one of them was
and
Noon.
Smurf.
Yeah, Noon and Smurf. So Commander X hated all of you so much that as he was playing an official, he
Noon
was
and
drinking
Forza are
cheap,
nice
shitty
guys.
beer. He was drinking cheap, shitty beer. He had to
Red-
drink like 10 cans to
Red
get drunk.
Stripe is a quality beer. That is my only comment.
I just got some hot gossip in from Shinta.
Real
Uh,
gossip.
Real
or is
gossip,
it-
yes, real
That's-
gossip. Poop is kicking Daleth and looking for a replacement. He offered Ips, but the rest of the team said he was too fat. There you go. Nobody wants Ips in Deserto because he's too fat.
Brilliant. Right. Let's end this podcast right here, pretty much. Do we have any last shout-outs? Rich, go for it.
As if Poop would ever kick someone himself.
I have no shout-outs to give.
Okay. Zavi, any shout-outs?
No, I'm good.
I don't have any either, other than like shout out to the people at I-45. Thank you for coming to the event, pretty much. Make sure everyone comes to I-46, guys. Start planning now, start the hype. And that's pretty much it for us at Pirate Radio. Thank you very much for joining. See you next week. Same time, same place, probably with Cadus back. Bye.